That's fine. Remember that Crawling Barrens can also block. Do they have instant speed removal? They need it. I don't think they do. They might, but I don't think they do. Crawling Barrens, OP. So at least we've stopped the damage to us so they're not pulling a permanent. Right. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Today we are playing Rakdos Control. That's typically not something you hear of. You know, it might be Grixis Control, but to go into Rakdos Control, which is typically aggro-based colors, very unique. Of course, we are building into our Ugin the Spirit Dragon within the deck, and you know, like we've seen with the mono black artifact, this is similar to that, where it's just a ton of removal, a ton of draw, and of course, Ugin as our finisher. We're going to break down the deck list in its entirety, talking about the strategies, the synergies, sideboard guide as best we can. Then we'll watch the gameplay footage breaking down all of our playlines and interactions as we progress through the meta, and wrapping up with our closing thoughts. So if you find any value within this video, I encourage you to give it a thumbs up, share it to a friend, and of course subscribe to the channel for more. We do have a 500,000 gem giveaway and free entry cash prize tournaments every single month, so check that out within our Discord. Getting into Rakdos Control, we have 4 copies of Spikefield Hazard and Spikefield Cave. This is what I like to call the Cobra Killer. It enters the battlefield tapped, adding a red to our pool as the Cave and as the Hazard at instant speed, dealing 1 damage to any target. If a permanent dealt damage that way would die this turn, exile it instead. Not only is this very good against the Cobras, which we've seen take a slow decline, now this is more like the Guild Thieves Enforcer when it enters the battlefield, because rogues are so prevalent. But it also does really neat things with creatures like Kroxa, who when it enters the battlefield, it sacrifices itself. While it's in play, you can hazard it, it kills itself, you only had to deal 1 damage to it, and then it's gone to the exile. So Spikefield Hazard is an incredibly powerful card just for the sheer amount of different kinds of utility it holds. It's a land, it can pick off a little baddie like the Cobra or the Enforcer, or it can interact at instant speed with big things like Kroxa to deal with them for good. Moving forward into our 2-drops, we have 4 copies of Shatterskull Smashing. This is a 2-drop plus X, so a scaling spell that gets more value out of it the higher mana that you sink into it. Smashing will deal X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, it deals twice X damage divided as you choose among them instead. So, you know, if we cast it for 3 to deal 1 damage to something, that's a very bad value. But if we cast it for 6, we're dealing 6 damage to 2 things, 12 damage total. And that's, you see, very good value. So the more mana you're able to put into the Smashing, the better conversion you'll see on that mana, right? Into the Hammer Pass, entering tapped unless we pay 3 life, known as the Bolt Land, and then adding a red to our pool. 4 copies of the Mazemind Tome. This will enter, and it doesn't have Summoning Sickness. When artifacts enter the battlefield, there's no Summoning Sickness, which is really cool, I guess, unless they're creatures. We can tap this artifact to scry 1, putting a counter on it. We can pay 2 to tap it, drawing a card, also putting a counter on it. When we get 4 or more counters on it, we'll gain 4 life and sacrifice it. 2 copies of Shredded Sails at instant speed. Choose 1, destroy target artifact. Shredded Sails deals 4 damage to target creature with flying, plus it has cycle 2. So, you know, dealing with creatures with flying, rogues, is very good. You should probably be main decking against that because there are so many of them. And then, you know, if there's not, I'm sure there's artifacts, and if not, further yet, we can just cycle it away. So really good value within Shredded Sails here. 4 copies of Scorching Dragonfire at instant speed, dealing 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that creature or planeswalker would die, exile it instead. So similar effect like our Spikefield Hazard, but dealing a little bit more damage here. And again, at instant speed, being able to pick off something for 3 and have it dealt with for good is awesome, because not only are rogues a problem, but, excuse me, Lurrus rogues are a problem. They're replaying rogues, so to deal with them is not enough. You're going to want to deal with them, and deal with them for good. Into our 3-drops, we have a single copy of Memory Leak, Sorcery Speed. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player, from that player's graveyard or hand and exile it. So, you know, if it's already been sent to their graveyard, like a Kroxa, you can easily deal with it, or you can take something right from their hand, which is really nice. 4 copies of Bonecrusher Giant, a 4/3. When it becomes the target of a spell, it will deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. Stomp for 2 at instant speed as the adventure. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. 2 copies of Valakut Awakening and Valakut Stoneforge coming in tapped, adding a red to our pool. And at instant speed, put any number of cards from your hand into the bottom of your library. Draw that many cards +1. This is great. You know, red needs a solid draw engine, and the Awakening not only does that, but it can also act as a land, so no harm, no foul. I'm surprised we haven't seen the Awakening within more decks, and I think we will as time progresses. Into our 4 drops, 4 copies of Solemn Simulacrum, a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. When it dies, draw a card. So, you know, not only is it colorless to survive Ugin's minus, it will help you ramp to Ugin, and then, you know, it's a chump blocker to make sure that you can survive until Ugin, which will also draw to make sure that you have an Ugin. So very cool things within Solemn Simulacrum. Irencrag Feat for 4 sorcery speed, adds 7 mana. You can only cast 1 more spell this turn. You have to cast this with 5 mana, ideally, right? Because if you cast this with 5, it costs 4, it adds 7, so you have 8 total, and then you can play your Ugin on turn 5, which is pretty cool, especially in a Rakdos style deck that's not using classical ramp. 2 copies of Extinction Event, sorcery speed. Choose odd or even, exile creatures with the converted mana cost of the chosen value. 2 copies of Ox of Agonas, a 4/2, and when it enters the battlefield, discard our hand, then draw 3 cards. Escape for 2 plus 8 cards from our graveyard. It gets a +1/+1 counter on it. It'll be a 5/3. The battlefield effect will still trigger, and we will redraw when we play it from our escape. So very cool. The fact that we're able to draw a full hand when we run out. We're playing against a lot of rogues, so they're milling us, so the escape cost is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Lots of the times we just cast this for 2, not even for 5, because it's been milled. 4 copies, I believe, of Ugin the Spirit Dragon, 7 loyalty, +2, 3 damage to any target, -X, exiling each colored permanent with converted mana cost X or less, and then -10. You draw 7 cards, gain 7 life, and put 7 permanents from the battle, or so from your hand in play. All right, we're not done yet. They're trying to kick us out. We've got 4 swamps, 6 mountains, 2 Temple of Malice, 4 Crawling Barrens. You can pay for it, put 2 1/1 counters on Crawling Barrens, and then make it a creature if you want. The +1/+1 counters stay, so they stack each turn. You could put 2 additional counters on. It's a 2/2, it's a 4/4, it's a 6/6, it's an 8/8, so this can become very powerful. It's a great attacker that remains off the field when it's not your turn. Plus, it can, you know, basically flash defend, which is really cool as well. 4 Fabled Passages, you know the deal there. Into our sideboard, as we are playing traditional today, 2 additional copies of Ox of Agonas, we talked about that. 1 Kroxa Titan of Death's Hunger, a 6/6. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it. Unless it's escaped, when it does enter the battlefield or attacks, each opponent discards a card, then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land card this way loses 3 life. The escape for 4 +5 from our grave. 2 copies of Thundering Rebuke for 2 at sorcery speed, 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. 4 copies of Agonizing Remorse for 2 at sorcery speed. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, card from their graveyard, and then you exile one of those cards. You lose 1 life. 3 copies of Soul Guide Lantern. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. You can tap it to exile each opponent's graveyard, sacrificing it. You can pay 1, tap it to sacrifice it, drawing 1 card. And of course, 3 copies of Duress for 1 at sorcery speed. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. You know, as far as sideboarding goes, it's going to be a learning process. What I give as personal advice to everybody is take out what didn't work, put in what will work better. You know, and then you can reverse that situation as well. And then what worked better in our sideboard over in our main board. So I give 2 examples always. We are a control deck. If we were playing against an aggro deck, we may need more removal, right? Maybe some of our ramp is irrelevant. Maybe we're not hitting the feet on time anyways, so they're killing us before that. It's just a dead card in hand. What we would want to take in is maybe Thundering Rebuke, you know, more removal. Agonizing Remorse, going right for their hands potentially if they have an Embercleave, you know, a Duress as well, if we know that there's non-creatures in there. And then again, if they're a control deck and you know that your creatures are not going to be able to touch play, and you know that there's not any creatures for you to remove, then we can sub out things like our Bonecrusher Giant. The 2 damage to any target now becomes much less valuable. Solemn Simulacrum still has a very good enter the battlefield effect, so I wouldn't take that, but so does the Ox. But if your creatures won't see play, don't run creatures. If your removal doesn't have targets for removal, don't run removal, run something else, right? So that is my general strategy that I try to teach people to grasp, and then you'll just grow from there, right? So thanks for your time and attention. I hope you enjoyed this Rakdos Control deck tech. We will get into today's gameplay footage, but before we do, I have to remind you, I'm live on YouTube every single morning at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard, and then we go from there. We're gonna get back on Monday to 2 videos a day. It might even be Monday by the time this comes out, who knows? So thanks for your time and attention. If you can afford to support, please do so on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and purchasing all of your Christmas shopping through our Amazon link. Thank you kindly. I appreciate each and every one of you for spending your time and attention with me here every single day. Enjoy this Rakdos Control gameplay footage. I know I loved playing this deck. Decklist is in the description below. We're using Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant. The Overwolf link for that is in the description below. That's a free download for this. Deck videos, deck write-ups, metagame overview and analysis. Really cool stuff here. That's how I track my decks. That's a free download. Overwolf link in the description below. Everything else is going to be in the Linktree link for the gem giveaway, etc., etc., etc. Okay, enjoy. We'll talk to you in a few minutes for some once-in-a-lifetime news. Peace. Playing first, don't mind if we do. I don't really care for this hand. It can go. This looks a little bit better. Still really messy, though. We have to play the passage first for a mountain. Toss Memory Leak for now. So let's just auto remove that. Right, more rogues. Awesome. I'll get salty with rogues, I'm not scared. Play a different deck. Is the whole Zendikar Rising just gonna be people playing rogues? Like, hashtag stale. Play anything. Well, it is a good thing to play, right? They can sack it, they can still counter it. I don't think there's counter there. It went straight through. Let's try to just smack them down. Oh, they're playing with Brazen Bolt. Very nice. Oh, sorry. Tome comes in. We hold up our removal. We don't scry until right before our draw because they've got mill capability. Resolving. So this is nice. It's a pretty easy stomp as far as I'm concerned. And I believe, let's just wait. Okay, yeah. Taking our scry, we don't need another feat. The land is good. We're sitting at 5, that'll be 6. I mean, the land is just generally good. Let's pass again. This way we can double play. We're gonna play the Dragonfire in case it gets countered. We don't want to lose our Giant as well. Oh, that's spicy. We should have played Dragonfire on the Thief. A little bit of a misplay there, whatever. Whatever. Let's take the draw. It's just a land, we know this. And we get a Simulacrum. Which is fine. Passage in play in case we have to sack it for like a counter pay. Let's end our turn. We still have Bonecrusher Giant. Or 2 if we want. We can also take that draw, which I think is the race now is card advantage. We have 5 in grave. Let's take the draw. Let's try to reduce their health here. Yeah. And now we should be able to get it, even if there is 2 counters. We just get it right away. Nice. That's absolutely agreeable by my standards here. We already attacked, so we're not doing the Barrens. Let's just keep our Tome up with a draw for 2. And I think that's the key to beating rogues. Really? They're taking control of our giant. 2 damage for it. It's to just outvalue them, right? I think that's the key. So they're down to 1, right? And we're getting a draw every turn. A little bit of life to offset any damage they've done. This is odd. I still like the draw from the Simulacrum. They let it through. Yeah, let's just take it. Whatever. Alright, this is equally annoying. It will suck to throw away some of this stuff here. They should just let it go through. Let's put out more damage than they can. Right? Let's just go super wide. I think tossing defeat is fine at this point. Right? Draw 2. Oof, removal, that's nice. Oh, the Ox is hot. That Ox is real good. We still have plenty of life. The Ox will reduce this, and we can actually just... Yeah, they've got no cards in hand, so... Whoops. Killing creature. With flying for 4. That's awesome. Another Simulacrum for a land. And I do not mind trading at all. Let's just keep all of their rogues out of play so they don't start stacking up. Oh, nice. Sploosh. Back to life again they are. Once we do run out of things to play, we'll start utilizing our Crawling Barrens. More removal. That actually gives us a draw, so I'm fine with that. Maybe let's go for it right now. Hit for 6. Right. Lethal next turn, just through the Barrens. Keeping permanents out of play for any of their removal. Ugin does not minus on us, they have to plus.
She's fragile and fleeting.
We can do 4 damage to it. What?
All creation can be undone.
It's colorless, so that's a little bit of a misplay there. Check out this text. There's a nice 2 there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can do this. Well, I mean, every now and again. Playing against myself today. Our client's straight broken. I mean, I don't even know what's happening. 24 cards left. Another Thought Thief. Ugin can -2. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Replay our Ox. It's a lot of cards next out. It's really good to get rid of your graveyard against rogues though. Not that we just basically exchange 3 for 3. But we do get 8 out, so it's we get a little bit of a net gain there, I guess. Down to 1. We have another match to play. I don't think they're gonna hang in for it. Nice. Zareth's End. That's pretty cool. For 5 as well. Smashing. We could have Ugin plus there, I guess, as well. It's cool to kill creatures though, right? Especially rogues. Speaking of rogues. I don't want to have that countered. We're gonna be okay. It's just rogues. With Ugin. Alright. Our opponent plays first. The land here is really bad, but what if we can make it work? No, we can't. This is good. Let's toss the Ox. They'll mill it and we'll replay it for 2. Much cheaper. Smashing. And taps. Dragonfire we can hold up as our first removal. We also have Shredded Sails. Zarathan doesn't have flying is the thing. Lots of removal. This is quite nice. We could also draw. They have to play something eventually. They're gonna try to protect it, but we'll have double removal. So it's just kind of awkward. Let's toss our land. Right, make sure to utilize our mana. Now we can sink our mana into Crawling Barrens, which is pretty cool. Snag it. I don't care about that at all. Let's snag that as well. We mill the Ox, which is actually just what we wanted. Pull in events. Passing our turn. Trying to out-control the rogues. Hopefully we can get them casting on their turn now. If not, that's fine. Sinking mana into the Barrens as long as they don't. Again, the same thing. The more turns they waste their mana that we don't, the better. It's just inherent value. Like, it doesn't matter if they hit Ugin, we have an empty field, right? That's fine. Remember that Crawling Barrens can also block. Do they have instant speed removal? They need it. I don't think they do. They might, but I don't think they do. Crawling Barrens, OP. So at least we've stopped the damage to us so they're not pulling a permanent. Right? You know, when someone minuses an Ugin on a colorless permanent, that you can probably trick them with Crawling Barrens. Right, because Crawling Barrens couldn't be countered, is the thing. And they probably had counter magic up to protect it from my removal. In control decks, it's the cards that you don't expect to be good normally that actually stand out and shine. Let's just keep pushing the control. Like, let's not try to switch to aggro or anything. Let's just keep pushing it. We have colorless out now, which is great against Ugin. We still hold up removal here. We have a blocker if there's another Zarathan. Our opponent has 9 land, ready to drop an Ugin at any point. Let's stomp it. Right, that way we still get our draw. They don't get our creature. Land's good. We have 6 engraves, so we're actually going to keep that below 8 for Ugin. Bonecrusher Giant can come in now. Let's pass our turn. Borrower in as a creature. That's fine with us. It has flash and that was sorcery speed, so starting to look a little bit better. I think we're all set up. Oh, Yorion. They're both odds. This is gonna be heartbreaking. I don't think bouncing it does anything, right? It just re-enters. Hitting for odd here. We lose everybody. You know, not great. We could Ox out. Let's hold off. Wow. Yeah, let's keep 4 mana up. If we play it, we only have 3. We could also just sink the mana in to our Barrens still. If we're 12 here. Big woofs. Kroxa will deal 3 damage as well. We could Ox out, may as well. It's everything, eh? Lose our Kroxa, whatever. We find our Ugin, that's quite nice. Maybe they top decked removal, but good game. A couple little mistakes on their end. There we go. We're the Barrens for 14, but we'll hold that back. Lego. Land's weird here, but I'm sure that the tome will help us sort it out. Pretend we're mono red, yes? Green. Threatening. Shadow Spear is really good if we were mono red. We do want to remove lots of stuff. Stuff? What kind of stuff? How many dogs? 30 dogs in a suitcase. Taking our scry, looking for a swamp. Ooh, removal's fun, but it's not a swamp. Removal's fun, not a swamp. Removal's fun. Let's settle at that. There's no need to go any deeper than that, I think. Enters tapped. Let's play our tome. Guaranteed to find a swamp next turn, almost, I'd say. Ending our turn. Your go, brah. So Evolving Wilds signifies that it's a landfall deck, right? That's the only reason. Oh, and it's Gruul, landfall / mutate. Interesting. Message received loud and clear. I think they're stuck on lands, and this is where the tome comes in so handy. You know, we're not missing our land drops. I want a swamp. And we have a double scry, so let's toss the Barrens. We know the Barrens is good, but I want a swamp. Passage is also a swamp, so we'll keep that. Play it in. Pulling it from our library. That activates our event. And at this point we can pass the turn. We can double draw if they don't play anything. Getting set up nice and comfy as far as a control matchup goes. Drawing the game out as long as we can, even though they're bricking. Oh, really? Let's just take draws. A double draw? Sign me up. The Tome is just like one of Zendikar's best overall cards in my opinion. Continuing to ramp with the Simulacrum, stacking colorless permanents for when our Ugin touches play. Take action. Let's grab our second swamp here. We have a scry for 4 life. And just a general scry. They're up to 4. We're talking about questing beasts now. Warden of the Chain can't attack. Gives us the turn to remove it. Nice. No haste. Gruul with rotation and the release of Zendikar Rising lost a lot of haste. Smashing's good. Let's keep that there. And we already scry, so let's leave that. We're sitting at 6, this is 7. Enters tapped. Let's try to attack. No, we'll defend. And then we can hit for 5. And then we can also potentially use Crawling Barrens if we need. But I don't want to lose it. When you use Crawling Barrens the first few times, I almost like to just leave it not in play because it's so flimsy until it gets up to like a 4/4, at least 6/6 preferably. Just so they can't remove it easily. A 6/6 for sure is really nice. That's a 5/5, man. Which allows the Warden to attack. We're gonna take the draw, plus the removal. Trample goes through, whatever. It's all about the draw, baby. And again, I think we're already all set to drop Ugin here. So that's basically the game. Gaining 4 life here up to 22. And then another 4. 26. 8 cards in hand, absolutely perfect. We could drop Ugin and -4, but I think that's a little riskier than I want to go. We should probably just take it out old school. We could do this instant speed when they try to equip Shadow Spear, but I want to play the Giants this turn as well. Right, it just gives us a nice defender in case there is a questing beast. The Simulacrum can't defend against questing beast. A 6/6, and that is odd. We're odd as well. That's kind of annoying. Let's take our scry. Event can stay. We really like that. And I guess we just lose our Ugin. Let's try to attack first, and maybe we can plus our Ugin.
Is rotting fruit.
We should have attacked before we showed them Ugin. This is actually really good. So now we don't have to minus. We can plus. Just take out their one card, which is all we would have gotten anyways.
Destroy if I must.
The Scoot Swarm into what I can only imagine is a passage. Okay. We need to double remove this. Ugin does one, Smashing does everything else. They're odd. Right, the tokens carry the converted mana cost. So let's just eat up those scoots, baby. And then we're plussing to the dome. Playing our Simulacrum for another land draw. And hopefully another card draw later on when it dies. Keeping the Smashing for removal. We've got plenty of land sitting at 10, ready to do lots of work. Ugin's ready for their debut at -10 as well. Neat. I think the desktop audio is running a little hot today. Do my best to curb that. Cultivate. I'm glad that the Scoot's not there. You know what I mean? Let's hit the -10 though, just for fun. Alright, we can play lots of lands. The Tome can go in. Basically just a bunch of land. Which isn't bad. Let's see what they have in their hand. Fiery Emancipation, you dog. Right? That's awesome. Well, we could, I guess, just smash this thing or hit it with the Exile. It's even, though. We're even. Let's try to take the draw with the Simulacrum. We're down to 29 cards. And since this is sorcery speed, let's just lay it in. There we have it. Ending our turn, we have a draw within our tome. Crasher's good. Uprising after the Crasher, very good as well. They get a draw for that. Our turn. The Ox is awesome. Let's try to kill this Crasher the old-fashioned way with damage without our event. They let it go through. We can just plus up top. We have our Crawling Barrens to utilize here soon. And let's start sinking our empty mana. There, we do lose our Simulacrum without getting a draw, but whatever. It is what it is. And, oh my god, we hit even. This is odd. Oops. What have we just done? Let's, try to save this. That was just straight up misplay. I read this as even. It's odd. We could have kept our Simulacrum. You fool. Alright, getting our land in play. We have 10 available land. So we can 2. Or we go for 5. That gives us 5. We can use it once. We go to 4, 5. That's not enough. We have to Ox. Which sucks. We lose our hazards. Could have played one as land, I guess. We have plenty of life, at least. Another Barrens is good. And should we just play the blocking game? at a certain point. We have 6, so we could Barrens. But I don't want to lose our Barrens. Let's just play Bonecrusher Giant. Oopsie, whoopsie, little misplay there. We'll recover from it though. It's okay. We have 33 life. Ugin in play. 7/7. We block 5 of it, which means Ugin stays alive. Never mind. The Crasher has to hit Ugin. We'll just block the Questing Beast. But they make a massive creature. Oh my god. We've messed this match up. We had it the whole time. And we just messed up that Extinction Event. That's hilarious. We have to draw here. Okay, another Ox is a thing at least. We almost have to kill the Crasher just so it's dealt with. Right? Yeah. We lose Ugin. The Beast should just attack solo and try to ride us out. Okay. The Questing Beast could have attacked us and the damage would have went through to Ugin. This way we avoid any damage through the Beast. We deal with the Crasher. Right? No damage got dealt directly to us, which I think it actually has to make those dirty dogs. Let's Tome. Beat. Into a Beast. For a draw 3. We could cycle this, which I might recommend. Let's take our mana into here. We're not gonna attack Decline. We want to use it defensively. Questing Beast is annoying. Death Touch trampled. Thank gosh it doesn't have first strike. It's a big hit, don't get me wrong. Luckily we have so much life. Ox goes in. We can also hit for 2. Right? Goodbye, Questing Beast. We have 18 cards. We need to be mindful of that. That's an artifact, yeah? Let's just snag that. We will stop drawing and we'll start scrying here. We don't want to burn through our deck too quickly. 23 damage is a little bit to do. There are 46 cards, so you can see at the speed which we're able to rifle through our deck. You know, it's not bad. It's not a land. Maybe we pull more damage with the Ox. Let's just go real. Let's go real wide, boys. We draw here. We have a swamp left, but we're just gonna take the scry. Ugin, great. Let's toss this up as well. Okay, for 4. Right, we need to close this game out relatively quickly. I think we have the board state to do it now. Took us a little bit to recover from that misplay. Uh-oh. Cobra's fine. A Terror of the Peaks, I guess, could scare me from them. My turn. Ugin in play. Stomp the Cobra. Let's land out. 1, 2. Can even do that one more time. We could even do another Ox. Let's Ox in. Perfect. So, and you just can kind of pile in on the end once you do deal with their value. Oh man, they got bricked pretty hard off the start too, and we see these Quartzwood Crashers dealing massive amounts of damage to us. So that's a thing. We might want Proxit just as a big old blocker, right? The Ox felt nice. Dealing fort damage could help here and there. We combo it with a Bonecrusher Giant. What did we memory leak them? We definitely... Oh, the Emancipation we took. Oh, those dogs. We don't want that to be hitting us either, right? Let's lose Shredded Sails. Let's take some Remorse. I'll lose 1 feet. I'll lose 1 Smashing and 1 Tome, kind of spreading the difference. It should be okay, right? It was a longer first match than we wanted, but this is the way of the control deck. It takes a little bit to get there. 2 Ugins. 3 land. I don't like having this Ugin here as a second copy, but I don't want to get... Really? As I was saying, I don't want to get screwed with it. So hopefully we find some form of discard. We do have our Awakening. We need to remove every creature they play for the first few turns, just to make sure that we survive. And pull nothing but land until Ugin. Cultivate, that's not good for us. Deep breaths, right? Oh my gosh. The God of Destiny we can't touch. Got indestructible, baby. It's gonna deal 2 damage every turn. Oh, I want to go for it. Let's do it. Just so I can get the body in play. We're going for it. We're at 4. We have 6, 7. 5, 6. LOL. I think we can survive though. We only need 2 more land and 4 more turns, which is a lot when you think about it. Oh my god, that's their 6th land. Oh, that's Terror of the Peaks. Okay, we could deal with this somehow, I'm sure. Let's try to juke with an attack first. No luck. We go to 5. This comes in as a mountain. Actually, it doesn't matter, but why not? Then we hit our dragon here for 1. Very bad conversion, but that's not something you can leave in play. Then we Dragonfire it, which is ironic, as it is itself a dragon, right? Dealing with Terror of the Peaks, that's good. This is good. We are at 10 life only. Has this thing done that much damage? Why are we so low on life? I don't know what I'm missing. Well, we talked about a discard. This might be the thing we need. I'm going for 3. Big old draw, baby. A big old draw. This is 6. Let's see what lies in that little hand of theirs. Losing life is not good, but it's better to stop their next turn. Are you serious with this emancipation thing? We're lucky. That's the second time we've snagged it. And, you know, there's no haste here. So we can hit. Hopefully they don't top deck a Questing Beast. That would be absolutely terrifying if they did. We're down to 7. Oh no, that's a land. Or a sorcery. They don't get to pick. I don't know how we're going to close this out. We have to minus 3 to get rid of that indestructible. Right? We're sitting at 6. We play 7. We need 1 more land. That's it. 7 comes in tapped. We're minusing 3. We shouldn't play the Bonecrusher Giant. We should put stuff on our Barrens. We could always Barrens for a chump block. Down to 12. We have 6 land. We can Barrens plus Giant for 2 additional damage. Oh my gosh, we're down to 5. This is terrifying. As long as there's no drop here, we're okay. All right, we are doing stuff. Let's take the hit first. Down to 8. We're catching up, man. We're catching up. So, we have a few options here.
Cherish what little you find.
No, we don't. We could have plussed and tried to get lethal next turn, but what if they pulled a Questing Beast? We'd lose. Yeah, okay. Land is fine. Nice. Oh my god. That's ridiculous. Oh, you dog. It's a 5-drop. Oh! We take our 3 damage. That's so good. We could have done some shenanigans with the Crawling Baron there as well and forced them to block with the Scorching Dragonfire. Which we still could do. But they could instant speed fight us. So, Ugin it is. Thank you for that top deck. Believe in the heart of the cards, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 6-drop. Let's minus 6 here. Getting rid of Embercleave as well. Alright, let's get that blocker out for the questing beast.
Consider this a warning.
Plus we hit for 4. Should we play defensively or offensively? We have lethal next turn regardless. We can't finish them this turn, so we play defensively. Alright, there's only so far we can fall. LOL. Let's just play into our Ox. Whoa! Check this game out, baby. I've never seen this before. Nice. I almost want to play, just get them out of the way, because they're so ugly. The crab. The crab. The crab! What a jerk. Who does that? Our life, too, is like stacked up and down 20. Our fonts got reset to default or something. What if we just go for an Extinction Event? We toss our whole hand. Look at Ugin. Got some shenanigans going on there for sure. Nice. We want to empty our grave. Ideally. Okay, we're gonna draw that Ugin. That should save us. We have to do it before they attack. We may as well just do it now. They should probably counterspell this. The Thief. Even more reason for us to go for an event. Ugin. Drawing 6 cards here. Ox comes to the top. Maybe the Spikefield after. We don't get our events. You know, we get a little bit of anti-flying, some land. Creature, giant. And it's only on my cards. Theirs are fine. We're down to 34 cards. Yeah, that actually worked out. There should be a counterspell here. Yeah. Probably want to just double stomp it, don't we? Let's gain the life. Five, 6, 7 land. I might smash out though is the thing. Double stomp the Thought Thief maybe. They only have 3 cards left. So if we can burn them out. Whoops, we just played that as the giant. You fool. Let's take this guy. Alright, that's really nice. We'll do this instant speed, I guess, before their attack phase. That's actually pretty annoying. $15 life. We're gonna mill this Dragonfire off the top. We should have put it to the bottom. 2 of them off the top. Oh my gosh. We should have tried this beforehand. Because the trigger's still gonna go off. We needed to stop before the attack phase. There's a good chance it... Alright. Another Enforcer. Big boy Mills, we're down to 18 already. We're sitting on 6. Here's 7, we play 8. They could just have counter magic available as well. I'll trade with the Enforcer without having to shock. Let's just instant speed it. Or sorcery speed it, I should say. Right, we need rid of that dispute. Any counter we need gone so Ugin can play. Oh, the Ox is not bad. They're gonna want to cling that. They go for a big draw, which is really good. That basically seals our fate. There's no way there's not a counterspell there. Woof. Let's take the attack. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Nope. Nope. Dumb rogues. Let's force them to exile all of these Oxes. Pretty sick of playing against rogues. I think they got pushed a little too hard, you know what I mean? Playing first. We're gonna keep the hazard because we know there's little babies to hit. The mana's real messed up here. Yep. Let's just remove all the rogues right as they touch play. Oh, that's not a rogue. We can still nuke it. We lose our Ugin off the top. It's so annoying. I'm doing it now before they play a land. Alright, first threat's dealt with. Stupid crab, man. So sick of it. Maybe we can just bash them down. Because we're only at 4. Ugin's 4 turns away, and there's no way they don't get an answer. Right? We have plenty of cards in the grave already, so it's just bad. Are you serious? Holy F. Okay, we got this. Playing first, a huge help. 2 Ugins in hand with a lot of land. It's not great. Maybe we have to discard one of them. I mean, we could use the Awakening to drop some of the Draganos. I think I'm a little bit big today. Let me... No, wrong one. Let me shrink myself a little bit here so we can see my hand. We'll play slow smashing, I think. Just use Ugin as the removal, hopefully. Our tome can come in second. More lands, great. I mean, we're not going to complain about that, are we? We will do our scry before our draw step, just in case there's any milling of our library. The plains. Oh, Azorius into their own tomb, so let's take our scry. The Ox for 5 is really not bad, actually. That could help us discard the Ugins as well. I think we toss an Ugin and Ox. Right? Because we can replay the Ox. We don't need the second Ugin. We might. That could be ignorant of me to say. We'll have to see. Am I gonna walk into a counterspell? Hashtag negate. I'm really worried about the life gain. We'll use our mana to discard though, like we planned. More lands. I mean, yeah, the passage is good because it activates more cards for the Ox. Let's see if this pulls a counter spell, maybe? It could be. Tossing our Ox and Ugin. Oh, I thought these went to our grave. They actually go to the bottom of our library. That's awkward. RTFC, bruh. Still, the draw is well worth it. Playing our Simulacrum here. Por favor. Getting our secondary swamp here. That's a nice little hop and a skip up to 5 land, eh? We have a couple colorless permanents out as well, which helps with the Ugin fight. We're not sure if they're using Azorius Blink or what's going on over there, right? We can only assume. Do you guys think it would be better for me to always be facing the camera? Or is it off-putting and I should just look to the side? We may as well take our Scry. We're losing it anyways. Crawling Barrens is kind of like a sleeper card. I really like it. This is an odd. This is even. We could just toss the land as well. Let's end our turn. Let's start putting those counters on our Barrens with our mana if we can get away with it. Right? We're gonna keep it as a land, not putting it into play, but utilizing our land still. We are at 6. This is 7 and 8 in hand. The Awakening can be a draw at some point. Let's just force them into utilizing their spells, right? Brazen Borrower, here's what I'm thinking. We do want them to cast instant speed, Shark Typhoon. The Simulacrum trade is fine with me. I don't think we're going to see a double block. Really? It's quite interesting. Barrens is a sleeper though. They know this. They know how good Crawling Barrens is. And getting a 2-for-1 with a land? You know what I mean? Even just at that base value, good on Crawling Barrens for that double Trazies. Another Agonas. This takes us to 7. Oh, they've got plenty in hand, which means they can block, right? This isn't even. We're all evens. Let's go for it. Take the draw, hopefully. If not, 2 big ones. Down to 13. We're gonna make them utilize something on their end step. Right? We can do our Awakening, toss Ugins back into the library. Just keep thinning it. I know we're tossing it back. It's weird of us. We get more removal anyways, which is kind of what I was thinking. We're just trying to get them to use their mana, right? That's all we need. Alright, and we actually get a negate out as well. Do they have a second negate? Chillin'? We're gonna try to pull that counterspell again. Having 2 open mana is still off-putting to me. We could do it here, but then they're gonna have open mana is the thing. So we want to make sure we utilize it when it will draw a counter. There's so many cards in hand. It gets pretty messy. Take the scry. We're at 7. This will go to 8, which is what we need. Let's let that resolve. So it goes underneath. Let's take out the apparition. We get a 2/2. They have 2 mana up. Oh, another negate, right? There's no way they don't have a counterspell. Let's just hold off. It's a little awkward, right? Normally we would go for it, but there's counter magic, which is unsettling. So they're fully tapped. This is the best scenario we could have asked for right here. I'm really glad that we held off. Sometimes you can get rewarded for that. You do take the damage, whatever. We have 7 or more engraved now. They're totally tapped. Ugin hits and does the -6 stance here.
Accept a lesser world, and you will grow.
So we snag the trawler, which is fun, right?
You are too dangerous to
A second. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think we can get it. They're gonna have to discard their whole hand. It's too bad that they can do it more than once, is the thing.
Do not ignore my draconic talents.
We're gonna try to snag it in the air. They might not do this one. And now we can only do 4. Shit! Well, I misread that one. Uh-oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dream Trawler's making a comeback, maybe. Alright, we'll take that Extinction Event that we threw back to the library. I wasn't expecting Dream Trawlers. I thought it's just strictly control, there's no creatures. But now we know better. We know a little bit more now. Alright, this could get very messy. And by very messy, I think it's over. We know they play with Dream Trawlers now, though. Dream Trawler, Dream Trawler, Dream Trawler. If we're gonna get away with anything, it's the fact that we didn't reveal our Extinction Event. And we can blast that out. Let's try to sneak this out. So this gives us 3 spare mana. What if we just waste all of our cards? Ooh! I know. Okay, no, we can cast all 7 with the Ox. That actually works. Basically, cast it for nothing. We could have just played the Ox. It gives them a chance to counterspell and shut down the Ox, actually. Yeah. They could have just countered the Ox organically as well. Sploosh. That's game. Alrighty. Non-creature, so that's not getting the Trawler. The Agonizing Remorse can grab the Trawler quite nicely. I think Croaks is very good as well. And then talking about things to remove, Bonecrusher Giant hits nothing, right? Just gets countered, goes straight to the graveyard. And I think a feat can probably go as well. We had a weird time working that in against counter magic, because when they counter it, it is no good. In that scenario, we were trying just to bait them with their Trawler. At a certain point, there's not much you can do. Playing first. 2 land, 2 Ugins, not gonna cut it. We need to find this event. Perfect. Man, the land's gonna be weird. We don't get there, what good is it, right? The tome should help us find the land. We are in the play, so we don't have to worry about getting countered too hard, I feel like. Their Trawler hits on 6, our 7. I guess right before our 7. A Gargoyle again, eh, baby? Not bad. The Remorse, I will absolutely keep. That's a nice turn 3 for us. Here, Trawler, 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 Trawler. Do we take the negate? Or do we take the Trawler? Probably just the Trawler. You think they run Elspeth Conquers Death? That could be annoying. Not that that'll grab it because it is in exile, but Bringing those apparitions back. Apparition, sorry. Paying for 3 to take our tome. Interesting. Secondary event. That is their win con, right? So let's keep the events. It's not a land, so we should have tossed it. But I'm too greedy to throw it to the bottom. Right? We need to pull that 4th land. We're at 2 engrave. That's fine. They have field controls with Shatter. They're not going to use it if they keep using their apparitions. Tome plays really good. Get hit for 2. Oh, where's the land? Where is the land? That's what I'd like to know today, ladies and gentlemen. Have you seen my land? Been looking for it. Down to 15. They have counter magic up. Are you serious? It's annoying, and I hate it. Let's pull the negate. No. They're gonna tap. That takes us to 6, and we're getting awfully close to 7. Nice. Is looking really nice. It can block, so no attacks. We're at 6, we go to 7 real quick. Even and odd, kind of annoying. We don't really want to exile it, but so this takes us to 7. So the gargoyle can now attack. Which is gross. And they have a negate to protect. Okay, we'll definitely event, or try to event. They need to negate that, yeah. It only leaves us with 3, which is a bummer, but... whatever. That's lethal next turn, eh? Nice. Alrighty, Rakdos Control, not what I expected, but it performs very well once you get a good grasp on it. Like any control deck, slow things down, make that game last as long as possible without decking yourself. Easier said than done, especially against rogues, right? So thanks for your time and attention. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share to a friend. If you have any comments, leave those below. We're using MTGA Arena Assistant today. That's the Overwolf link in the description below. That's a free download. We have free cash prize tournaments as well, a 500,000 gem giveaway, and all that will be available within the Linktree link that's right beside the Overwolf link. So thanks again for your time and attention. Don't forget to go have a magical day. Thank you for spending this here with me today, and we'll see you soon with some more Magic the Gathering Arena content.